So I know a lot of people are pissed off right now about the government shutdown and the way it is apparently coming to an end, with Democrats, I guess getting nothing for all of this. Now, I'm not angry for a variety of reasons. Chief among them is that I knew this is how it was going to end. This is not a surprise. I don't know. I mean, did you really think it was going to end any other way? It was never going to end any other way. I mean, have people been in a coma for the last 10 years? Was always how it. Do we not know Donald Trump yet? Do we not understand this man? You can't understand him and yet be surprised that this happened. Donald Trump had no incentive whatsoever to end the government shutdown. I know he was out there saying that he wanted the government shutdown to end, saying, end the filibuster and end the government shutdown. He wants the filibuster ended, but not to end the government shutdown. He wants to end the filibuster so that he can ram through a whole bunch of things that will make it easier for him and Republicans to rig future elections. He doesn't care about policy either, by the way. It's not to ram through a bunch of policy that he's in favor of. It's about passing certain election reform bills that would make it easier for him and Republicans to steal future elections or to rig them in their favor. That's what it's about. He's really made no secret of this if you've paid attention. He wants the filibuster ended for that reason. But he doesn't want the government shutdown to end. This is too good for him. He and Russ Vought and Stephen Miller, they're able to do a whole bunch of things and use the government shutdown as an excuse to do a whole bunch of things that they would not otherwise have been able to do. So this is great. And importantly, keeping the government shut down is a way to continue the Epstein cover-up. So Trump never had any incentive to end the government shutdown. So it was never going to end without Democrats caving. That was always how this was going to end. But at least it did some good insofar as it leaves no misunderstanding about who's to blame for people losing their healthcare subsidies and their healthcare, because a lot of people won't be able to afford healthcare without these subsidies, and they're going to lose their health insurance as a result. How many people are going to go bankrupt as a result of this? Because they won't have insurance to cover medical issues that come up, and given how ridiculously expensive everything related to healthcare is, people will still need to have procedures and things done. They will still need medical attention, but they won't have insurance to pay for it. And they won't be able to pay their medical bills, and they will have to declare bankruptcy. There's a lot of negative consequences that are going to come to a lot of people as a result of this. And at least the Democrats' efforts here have made it crystal clear, or should be, as much as you can make anything clear to the American people. And that's a tall order, because the American people, on balance, are pretty much the dumbest group of people on the face of the earth. Not everyone, obviously, but taken as a whole, this is a profoundly stupid country. Stupid, ignorant, uninformed, intentionally so. That's the thing. It's an intentional ignorance. There's no excuse for it. I mean, most everybody is walking around with a phone in their pocket that gives them access to every piece of, to know everything that they could possibly want to know. And yet it seems most Americans have never been more ignorant than they are in the year 2025. And that's only going to get worse. So as much as you can inform and make clear to the American people anything, it should be clear to them that it is Donald Trump and Republicans who are responsible for the people who are going to be losing their health insurance, and even the people who don't lose their health insurance as a result of this. What's this going to do to people's personal finances? I mean, the price, if you're getting your health insurance, you're purchasing your own health insurance through the exchanges, and your premiums are going to skyrocket, even if you can afford to pay them, and so you don't lose your health insurance. What does that do to your finances? Do you have that much extra money lying around? Do most people have that much extra money lying around that they can absorb those increased premiums and it won't affect anything else in the rest of their life? No. Even those people who don't lose their insurance are going to be negatively affected to a great degree. Maybe they don't get to go on vacations with their family, and that's important. Maybe they can't get a new car that their family desperately needs. Maybe they have less money to spend on food and clothes, and you name it. They're spending more on premiums. They have less money for anything else. And what are we in this country? What are we? I don't want to get off on this tangent. Maybe I'll talk about this more. Yeah, I think more and more about living in this country. What the hell is so great about it? I mean, so many of us were brought up on this propaganda, really, is what it has been, that, oh, America is the greatest country on earth. In what fucking way are we the greatest country on earth? Is our quality of life so great here? They talk about, oh, well, the unemployment rate is low. A lot of people in this economy have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. I mean, this is not the greatest. I mean, what's so great about it? We're just worker bees? Is that why we exist? I mentioned vacation. Maybe people can't take a vacation with their family. Have you tried to take a vacation with your family anytime recently? Do you know how much hotels are and everything else? Vacations are insanely expensive, even just modest little vacations. Just take a week with your kids in the summer. It's insane. What are we here for? Just to be employees? Or are we supposed to enjoy this life? It's becoming increasingly difficult, if not downright impossible, for a lot of people to enjoy their lives in this country because they're spending all their time working for other people. And most of the time that people spend working in this country is to benefit the oligarch class. They're the ones who ultimately reap all the benefit from most of the people working in this country, because most of the people aren't really benefiting much themselves. Far too many people are busting their asses just to barely get by, just barely have enough money to pay for their housing costs and their transportation costs and their food and their clothing, whatever, medical. There's nothing left to enjoy life with. You bust your ass. There's very little time left, especially for people who are working multiple jobs. What the hell is so great? And that's part of the anger that's undergirding all the discontent in this country, is this profound sense that something is not right. This is not the way life is supposed to be. Anyway, I don't want to I could probably talk about that for hours. Let's just say I have some thoughts on this subject, but I won't bore you with them right now. Anyway, I started this with the government shutdown. Yeah, it was always going to end this way. Always going to end this way. So, if you're feeling pissed off about it, I get it. I get it. But the fight goes on, and at least use this to further motivate you, to help motivate other people, and to use it against Republicans. Because as I said, One thing that this hopefully will have accomplished is that it will make clear to the American people who are even bothering to pay attention that it's Republicans who are to blame for all of this. And blame them we must, because we have elections next year to win, and we need to win them big. So, anyway, that's it for now. Talk to you again soon.